Holy cow. Everybody, welcome to Bips Talks. I am Greg. That is Billy over there hanging out. And been a couple weeks since we've jumped on and got into this. And it shows that I was trying to click buttons and stuff. And it didn't autoplay the intro. And I was like freaking out. But what are you going to do? I'll get it figured out.
Hey, dude. Welcome in, buddy.
Yo.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. He's moving you, dude. That was a fucking task.
I know, right?
I like to died that day.
I believe it. And then the couch, I think, was the worst, man. The love seat. It was just so heavy. And then, you know what? I gave the other couch to Habitat, right?
Yeah.
And they come out and got it and all that good jazz. And they told me that it's like, for that one on the second floor, we don't do that because of insurance purposes. So thanks, but no thanks. I'm like, what? The fuck? What? What are you talking about? Come get this out of my house. I got another one coming with the recliner, man. So I got to call some junk company and have them come and get it to take it either to Goodwill or to Habitat. So it's going to charge me $250, $300 to do that. But you know what? I'm not mad about it because I'm not going to, I can't lift it down there. And I ain't going to try to have nobody else do it because that son of a bitch was crazy trying to get it up there.
We should have just left that motherfucker at your other house.
You're not wrong, man. Like I did the big couch. I wish I'd have had that epiphany once that happened that day before we moved in all that furniture like that.
So I think we're going to be talking about a couple of different things today, guys. I think we're going to be discussing some Bigfoot stuff. We'll be hitting on that. Got a couple of videos that I want to play for everybody. Some of them that I find amusing, some of them that I find, questionable. And there's one on here that I've got loaded up that we're going to play that is actually from our group page where one of our people sent it in. So I don't know if Greg's got to see it yet or not. So it'll be interesting to see his reaction to it. I thought it was a pretty cool video and it definitely raises some questions.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen this one.
I don't know if you have either. I mean, it's one of those things. Sometimes they slip through the cracks when people post them.
Here, let me fix that. There we go.
Also coming up May 2nd, we're going to be doing an investigation for a private home. So we're going to be getting down with some paranormal stuff. Actually have the team out. We'll be doing some things. Felicia will not be there for that. She will be out of town. So it'll be me and you and whoever we take. I think we're going to be taking Andrew with us this time and putting his cameraman ass to work.
Right. Yeah. I think Dale said he was good to go.
Yeah. Sue's supposed to be checking it out, seeing if she's ready to go.
She was good to go.
I don't really expect Ian to be there. Like I told him, I said, dude, do what you got to do. I'm not going to blast his shit on here, but like, I'm definitely not expecting him to be there. So,
right.
I mean, completely understandable.
Great. If he doesn't, that's cool too.
Exactly. And I told him, I said, just play it by ear.
Right. Do what you want to do. And if you don't feel like it, don't go.
Feel like going?
Well, you just got to, you have to be in the right headspace. And I'm glad he called the ball on that.
Yeah.
Because we've said, if you're not in the right headspace, there's no reason that you need to be doing any type of investigating.
Well, and especially if it's something that is, I'm not even going to say malevolent, even if it's just something that likes to mess with you a little bit, something a little playful.
You just, yeah. You're inviting shit when you're in a bad headspace. I mean, not even with his situation, but if you're just in a crappy mood, you're inviting that negativity to let the whatever is there fuel off of your
Absolutely.
feelings, your aura per se.
Hi there, Amelia. Welcome in.
This was it. You
So, have we heard any more on oh Jason and the Conjuring House? What's the update on that?
Actually, they're a step closer into getting squared away for that. Um, last I heard is that it was supposedly it was going to court for some particular reason. Because they sold the mortgage. The original mortgage company sold the mortgage, and it freaked everybody out because they thought that Matt Rife and his partner bought it. And that's not how it works. Another mortgage company bought the lien on the house, bought that mortgage, and it's still going to probate court or whatever they call that for real estate.
I think that is what it's called. I think it is probate court or
Okay.
something of that
So
nature.
they've got their hat in, of course, in the mix, and it's looking like honestly really well for Jason and his team to get that house. And I hope they do, because I think they're going to fix it up to where, and he said that his main intention is, I'm going to turn up my mic a little bit, is to get it to where people can come in at a reasonable price and investigate and get all that they can out of that location.
Yep.
And I believe that's what he's trying to do, and I think that's great for the community. Not to mention that Andrea, which did you know that Deb and Andrea Perrin are friends?
Yeah. I remember you said something about that.
Yeah, they're pretty good friends. They hung out at a con together, and imagine that, Deb knowing somebody like that. But
I mean, Deb's got her fingers in a little bit of everything.
right?
To be honest, like, and investigating with Deb is a treat as well. She brings a whole different vibe to the scene.
Yeah,
And I mean, she's just chill. I like investigating with Deb.
Old woman, laid back, but 100%.
So, how was that con that you went to?
Bro, I had so much fun. Although I will say, and she's going to hate me when she sees this or if she's watching live. Hi, Deb. And sorry about this. She had me up at 4:00 the day of her presentation, prepping for it and getting stuff together. And I'm like, dude, it is 4 a.m.
Bro, your ass gets up at like 2 a.m. on the norm.
I was jet lagged.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was totally jet lagged, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, getting stuff together, man. Blah blah blah. But I met some interesting people, man. This guy, Ronnie LeBlanc, is his name. He was on Travel Channel with Expedition Bigfoot for like 4 seasons. I think that's the name of the play. I'm probably saying it wrong. Bigfoot Expedition. I don't know. Either way, he was on Travel Channel for 4 years. He's done Paranormal Caught on Camera. He's done some other things with Travel Channel, and he kind of got out of that circuit and started writing books about Bigfoot and Bigfoot having and aliens and portals. And I got one of his books. It's going to be interesting to try to get through because I'm a terrible reader. Thanks, bro. So I mean, he's also got a lot of knowledge. So I'm trying to. I got his number and whatnot. I'm gonna try and contact information. I'm trying to get him on the show.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe talk to him a little bit about that.
Pick
and
his brain.
Right. Met a couple of paranormal investigators there. They were Bigfoot, crypto, paranormal investigators. They were pretty cool. They had some adventures that they did out in Sedona, and they've done in Ohio and Mississippi and Missouri and this, that, and the other about hunting Bigfoot and doing all that. They did a presentation about that, 90-minute talk. And it was pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's kind of woo-woo there at the end because they were doing chants and stuff around a bonfire. Just overall, it was a really cool vibe, man. We got to go to the Crescent Hotel. And let me just put it out there. If you guys are interested in going to the Crescent Hotel, keep in mind it is a working, functioning hotel. Okay, you don't have full run of the joint. If you get any kind of information or EVPs or anything like that, you're lucky. And I still have to go through my audio. I forgot about it.
And the validity of them is going to be questionable too,
Yeah,
because there's just going to be too much going on.
there was a lot of contamination with people, but that'd be my dog, and he's dumb. Boba, dumbass. So it's hard to be able to pull. Now you can go on ghost tours, and they'll take you through the hotel like up till about midnight. The thing about going on the ghost tour is that you can actually go down into the basement. And claims of activity at this place it's crazy. The Native Americans, which was the Sioux and the Shawnee, I think, in that area, found that the water and the land had healing properties, or told the white guy this. And he was a hustler, is what he was. And he opened up a cancer clinic saying that he can cure all with the mystical powers of the water and the land at this location. Well, the thing was, he wasn't curing jack. But he would, for people that started getting worse, he had this concoction that he made up in his little laboratory there on site. And it had like bad stuff in it. But for the people that were really terrible, like really bad, dying of cancer, he would increase their dosage and then convince them to write their families and have them send more money to them for the clinic for more aggressive treatment. And there was only a select few of individual. The guy that did it, his first name was Frank, and his close knit circle that knew that it was bullshit. And he would tell people there at the clinic, like if it was two to a room, if one of them died in the middle, like they would go in the middle of the night and pull them out and take them downstairs into the morgue and do an autopsy on them. Dude wasn't a coroner. He was no type of doctor. Right. But he would keep body parts in vials of these people. And he had like shelves full, like Young Frankenstein, how they went in and they had all the parts on the shelves. Have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
I think so. It's been a long time.
Watch it. It's funny. But he had all the shit in there. And he would tell the roommate that, oh, the cure worked for them and they've gone home and they're going to live a long and happy life. But in reality, they were cut up down in the morgue and they went and did a mass burial in their mass burial plot area and buried all those bodies. So that's just part of the history. Another part of the history that during World War II, the Nazis somehow infiltrated that area and opened up a clinic where they would do like body part manipulations. And one of the stories is that one of the guys came in with an missing arm, and they cut an arm off of a cadaver and sewed it onto this guy's arm, and it was functioning for like 2 weeks. The guy ended up dying of gangrene. But they were doing body part manipulations there. The Nazis were, before this guy went in with this cancer clinic or whatnot. But there's just a whole lot of, hey, I need you to shut up, okay? I'm going to need you to shut the hell up. But there's a lot of bad juju. That was Boba, everybody. At this location. So, I've heard EVPs and I've heard different claims of paranormal activity, but the worst is down in the basement. And when you go on this ghost tour, they'll take you down into the basement, and you can actually take EVPs and whatnot like that. To get in there, I mean, you would have to be with like Travel Channel or Discovery Plus, and they would have to buy out the entire place for a night, and that's $100 to $135 a room, and there's 4 floors, and I'm not sure exactly how many rooms there are, but anyway, to say the least, I mean, it's a beautiful location, and I would suggest that everybody that has a chance to go there, go check out the Crescent Hotel, because it was a spooky vibe from the time you pulled up into the parking lot to the tour. It was pretty awesome.
Now, do they go out of their way to make it seem scary, like kind of like some of these other pay to plays do? Like, I
No,
mean, there's a few of them which I'm not going to name them on air, but there are a few of them that I'm just like, really, guys,
there's
unnecessary.
there's nothing to promote really anything spooky or paranormal other than the ghost tour. And everybody knows that goes to the Crescent that it's supposed to be haunted, and they do ghost tours, but it's not like they have skulls and weird macabre stuff hanging around in the lobby or whatnot.
Crazy ass suggestive
No,
paintings.
no, not at all. I mean, it's a very classy joint. I would go and stay there just to stay there if I was just happened to be in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and for an event. Next time we go, Deb and I go, we're staying at the hotel at the
Is it
Crescent.
one of those kind of places though that if you go there not knowing what kind of place it is, like would you know and feel something's up? You
In
think?
some of the rooms, yes. Um, they have activity in some of the second and third floor rooms. They're not letting anybody down in the basement, so you're not getting the brunt of that haunt. But some people claim, like in room 326 or whatever it was, 2 girls stayed in there, um, and they didn't unpack. They went up to they have a pub eatery up on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good, dude. And you know I can't eat very much, but I
Oh,
had
4 ounces at a time.
yeah, I had a banana forest or a banana Foster's cheesecake. Ah, bro, it was $26. This is what type of restaurant this was. I didn't have anything else. That's all I had, and I would go back and I would get that same thing right now. It was excellent, bro. I was like,
$26 well spent.
it was, man, it was. But the story is that if you don't unpack in this room, the spirit in this room was a woman who was a caretaker for the house, who was in the dark about what the guy was actually doing to these people.
Oh
She
wow.
thought she was actually helping people, and he was actually scamming them. But she killed herself in this room. So if you stay in this room and you leave your suitcase, say there on the bench on the end of the bed, rumor is that when you go back to your room, that either your suitcase is open and some of your clothes are put away, or just your suitcase is open. What they found is that they tried to get into the room and their suitcase was up against the door, open.
Oh shit.
So it scared them quite a bit. I thought I'd be pretty excited about that myself, but room 218 is probably one of the most haunted rooms. Stuff moving around, lights going on and off, noises, voices. The door won't stay shut; it'll open on its own, even when you lock it. But stuff like that throughout the whole place. One of the things about it too is that, and you know how we are. We're not big orb fans, but there are orbs all over the place, and I've seen pictures of them, and they're the trajectory and video that I've seen of them doesn't make sense for
dust.
regular dust and airflow or bugs or anything like that. So it's really compelling to see kind of how that was interacting. I will say, with all the pictures that we took while we were there, was on our cameras. And he had a digital camera, that one camera that I showed you that we need to get. It's a DCS Sony camera that if you hit it with a magnet on the lens, like the lens housing, it turns it full spectrum.
Really? Like, do you just leave the magnet attached to it, or you just rub the magnet on it?
You just rub the magnet on it, and it flips that on the inside, whatever it does on the inside, and it's like that until you turn it off and turn it back on. Then you have to hit it with the magnet again. But I was like, that's pretty amazing, because I checked that out, and I'm going to get one for the team. But there were no orbs. Back to the story. I apologize. Back to the story. There are no orbs in the pictures in any of them that we took. None whatsoever.
So it's not dust, most likely.
No. So and two, and they were pretty disappointed because we can't do an investigation here. There's people yelling and having a good time. Well, there was a goth wedding, a country wedding, and people were up partying in the pub. The whole vibe of the place was hit with positive energy. Versus had they not had that stuff on there or at that location, it wouldn't have had that positive energy to filter out the negative energy, I think. So I don't know, man. I want to go back and check it out and see about.
I mean, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah. If I don't go to jail for killing dogs. So.
It's just a shame that you can't get the place to yourself without renting out every single room in the fucking place.
Yeah, man, that's the bad part about it.
So unless you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars just chilling that you're willing to fucking throw down.
Right. And I'm sure it's at least 100,000 easy.
Oh, yeah, I bet. But so we are going to get into a couple of videos here, guys. The first one I'm going to play for you, it's a tad bit amusing, at least toward the end, but I've tried to make heads or tails of whether I feel like this is actually real. If it is, it's kind of terrifying. It brings, skinwalkers to a whole different level pretty much. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play this one, and we'll probably play it a couple times so you can see if you miss anything. So,
is it a skinwalker though?
It would almost have to be to do that, to be looking like it's like cat form, and then well, let's just play it. Let's just play it. See what they think. We'll let them decide.
George, do you think I can fit my big body through that hole right there? Or should I just go through this window? Is that a cat? Oh. Oh yeah, I think I see her. Come here, little kitty. Come here, little kitty, kitty, kitty. Come on. Psst, psst, psst. Stop. You know what? Actually, I hate cats. Let's go around.
You know what? I hate cats. Let's go around.
Right?
So,
is it a skinwalker?
But I wasn't there, so I couldn't say. No. But yeah. I would say that cats don't stand up like from where they're at to being like 6 foot tall like that just did.
Right, but
it could have been something else.
Spirit.
I mean, we never once seen any outline of what it was, so all we see is eyes chilling out. And then out of nowhere, this thing stands up in the doorway like it's the goddamn Jolly Green Giant. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Come on, son. Come on.
Please tell me you got me one of those made too, fool. I'll buy it from you.
No, I didn't actually.
Greg, where'd you get it done at?
Where we got the black shirt, the shirts.
Homie, we're going to have to hook that up because that is badass.
Right?
Dude, that looks clean. That looks clean as hell. I know you're going to be wearing that on investigations.
Actually, I was going to give it to you. And I was just going to get another one.
Doof man. Let's hold on. Let me.
I've got the inside line on who can do some outside embroidery for us.
Oh, what did I do? Where did it go?
See something like that.
Oh no! I bring my freaking chat back up. Where did it go? I made my chat go away. Greg, help me fix it.
Click up in comments in the top left. You'll have Laird's music comments banners.
I don't see it.
I got his comment on the screen for us. We'll have to figure out what you did here.
Oh no! Oh, I see it. I see what I did. Okay, I fixed it.
I need to raise my camera.
Okay, so he says, seeing something like that for real, your first response is not going to be sarcasm. That only happens in movies. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Depends on the person. It depends on the person. Some people use sarcasm as like a deflection. Like it scared the shit out of them, so they don't know what to do. They're scared so bad they're not going to run. They're not going to freak out. All they do is make a fucking witty comment and try to make light of the situation. But there are people that, like you said in your second comment there, Doof man, you want to go ahead and put that up there? Yeah, you're either going to be frozen with shock or run away screaming like a little girl. Now, there are people that do that. I am not one of those. To be honest, you want my honest opinion? First thing I'm doing is I'm shining a fucking flashlight in that to see what the hell that is.
Fact.
I mean, I'm figuring it out. I'm going in there.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna get down on this.
Yeah, real paranormal investigators don't run.
So, I mean, the way he handled it, you can definitely tell he's not an investigator. They just were walking around a creepy ass house and seeing some shit. If that's even a real video.
Yeah, that's a skit, dude. That can't.
It could be. It could be, but still, it's funny. I like that.
Right.
Okay, so this next video that I'm going to play for you guys, we're going to move on from that one. I think we can all pretty well guarantee that one's probably not real. So this next one's sent in from one of our people on our group, and it is actually kind of a compelling video, and I'll let you guys all make your own inference for it. So just let me know when you're ready to play it.
Here we go.
All right, here we go, guys. Hold on. You're going to watch back here. This person that here is, if I'm not mistaken, she said she was cleaning. She was there doing some cleaning. There is nobody else in that room.
What is that? Is that like a toy or?
It's a toy. This is a daycare, like a daycare.
It's motion activated. So something is.
It's not. She said it was one of those where you have to push the buttons to get it to do that. So that's even crazier.
That is crazy. Somebody's calling you, dog.
Yeah, I know it is. It's my son. I'll give him a holler back when the show's done. But that video right there, that one to me is pretty compelling. I told her, I responded to her, and I was like, where is this, and when can I come investigate it?
Right, yeah. Where is it?
I don't know. It's just it's over by where she lives, and I didn't ask. I didn't push too hard. She said that they no longer send the kid there, and she no longer works there because of that. So
really,
of that nature, yeah.
I want in there.
Oh yeah, me too. That was a good one. And then let's see here. See if it switches. Probably not. I'm probably gonna have to share my screen again. Hang on.
You.
Working on it now. Okay, so this next one is a good one, and to be honest, this is more the reaction that most people would have to something like this, I feel like. But come on, guys. Come on, you guys are first responders. What the fuck are we doing?
Right?
So here we go. First of all, you're fucking cops. You're supposed to be going to find out who's getting murdered right now.
Right? Yeah, you're not supposed to be running away from that shit, man. Come on. Yeah.
I get it. It's a cemetery. It's late at night. Dude, you're carrying a 9mm on your side. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, you're 5-0. You're going to go investigate that. You're not going to run from that.
That was
100%.
Dude, and he couldn't get out of there fast enough. Like, did you see him almost fall down to turn around and get the fuck out of Dodge?
Yeah, he was done.
So yeah, those are a couple of videos that stand out to me that I kind of enjoy, and like I said, that one that person had sent in to us and posted, that was pretty cool. I would have questions. I would definitely have questions.
Yeah, I got 100 questions for those cops. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
They didn't live that shit down when it got back to the department.
Yeah, you right, because that's on dash cam.
Oh yes, that is that absolutely.
Yeah, your boss saw that. Yeah, I saw a video that there's a car driving up the road, and there was some kind of thing on. I think it was a deer or something of that nature, and it was supposed to be a cryptic or a crypto of some sort. I don't know what it was, but it was weird. Like, you could tell it was probably AI, the way that everybody was moving, the mouths and everything.
Yeah.
But it was kind of compelling. I've also seen, I don't know if we talked about this before, but I've also seen video of gnomes in South America. I'm not lying, bro. And this was before AI. So
yeah,
either they had a toddler dressed up doing some sidestepping across the street, or I don't know what it was, but it had the gnome outfit, dude, the pointy cap. It had all the nines, and it looked like a gnome to me. There's a part of that UFO conference that we went to. There was a bunch of UFO or Bigfoot guys, and talking about Bigfoot. And like I said, we had one presenter doing a whole thing where they go out and do Bigfoot watches.
Right. Sorry.
No, you're good. Another guy was telling how, and Deb and I have talked about this on Midwest Parent Talk Radio, is that we feel like Bigfoot is a portaled interdimensional being. The reason that you don't find bones, and the reason that you don't find really a whole lot of Bigfoot evidence, is that they're portaled beings. And it's weird because one of the things that we've always felt like was the correlation between the three: the UFO, the cryptid, and the paranormal.
Right.
And how it kind of combines the three together. If one event happens, there's a second or third event happening of the same type of either or UFO or paranormal. And one of the things that both presenters talked about was how generally if you have alien UFO sightings or whatnot, that Bigfoot sightings go hand in hand with that. Or if you have Bigfoot sightings, it's generally in correlation to paranormal shit going on around the area. So I thought that was interesting that other people in the field, literally, because they're hunting Bigfoot, pun intended, that they had the same realization that maybe there's a correlation between what's going on between UFO, aliens, and paranormal. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is pretty interesting, actually. That's a good question. Or not, but a good inference, I guess, is a better way to put it.
Right. I mean, you don't know. You never know. And maybe like paranormal activity. And I'm not a big go to the cemetery and try to get evidence kind of guy. I mean, I have been. Some of it has shown some compelling evidence that I can't explain. But
I don't like being in cemeteries after dark. And I mean, and it's not even necessarily that I'm
well, I mean, you can
not that I'm afraid, it's that I'm smart.
Yeah.
And I say that because, like, when you're in a cemetery at night, it's a atmosphere shift.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore atmosphere shift. One, it's dark. You can't see where you're going. You're going to trip and fall and bust your face on a headstone. Two, you're not supposed to be there. Most of them close after dark. Unless you have express permission to be there, you shouldn't be. And then my biggest thing is I've had some shit happen to me in a cemetery at night before. Like, my ex and I went to visit the gravesite of her brother, and her mother wanted to go out there, and it was after dark. It had just got dark. And the atmosphere change was unreal. It got quiet. It got spooky. At that point you're like hyper vigilant, looking around and shit.
Right.
And the crazy thing is we went to leave and my car wouldn't start. And I'm like, okay, this car never does this. What is going on? Like, there's no check engine lights on. My car's in fine running order. Why is it not starting now of all times?
Right.
And the crazy thing is when we went to leave, the reason we went to leave is it sounded like something was walking around in the woods right there and in the cemetery by where we were sitting. And it didn't sound like an animal. You can tell when it sounds like an animal. You hear four paws going through. This sounded like something not much larger, but I mean, it sounded like a person walking around.
Yeah.
Crunching through the leaves and the brush. And I was like, maybe we should better get out of here. Like, maybe we should better skedaddle, because this could be some crazy homeless dude that wants to rob us.
Right.
I mean, not even that I was afraid that it was a ghost necessarily. It was like, I'm more afraid of the living than I am the dead. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to leave and then the car wouldn't start. And I'm like, okay, yep. No, I'm not. I don't do cemeteries at night anymore. Not by myself anyway.
I got you, bro. We'll go do that shit.
So I also have another video here that I loaded up that I've seen it numerous times. Once I seen it on Paranormal Con on camera, and then I've also seen it on other paranormal shows. It's about this school in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty freaking crazy, and this school has a legitimate poltergeist in it.
Damn. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, parents, stop me if you heard this excuse. Mom, I don't want to go to school today because it's haunted.
What?
Well, at one school in Ireland, that is a legitimate excuse because take a look at this.
Okay.
This is my favorite. You can read it because you did like a play-by-play.
A spooky video is going viral from Deer Park CBS School Park in Ireland. The video shows a dark hallway. There are unseen crashes in the hallway. A backpack launches itself off a row of lockers. Did that happen already?
Yeah, it already happened.
Okay. There it goes. There flies right off the wall. You just saw that there.
Yes.
A chair gets up and goes for a walk. There it goes. There it's going. It's going. And get this. This is the second video from the school in less than a month of the alleged haunting. So the school grounds have long been rumored to be haunted because in the 19th century, criminals were hung over there.
Okay, so the principal came out and even said, we are freaked out by this. He says, if it is a prank, then well done. Because it's happening in the middle of the night. So like people are saying, oh, there's someone there with a string or something. According to the principal, he says, no, that's not the case. But boy, it's so fun to watch.
I don't know many people who can move a chair with a string directly sideways like that.
That's right.
What do you guys think?
Right?
So,
Yeah, I don't know that could just be moved with a string or even just a regular fishing line.
Even if that's the case, explain the backpack or the freaking poster.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that before, and I don't know.
When you watch the one on Paranormal Caught on Camera, Greg, one of those chairs that's in the down in the hallway further away from where that camera was at actually lifts up and then gets tossed across the hallway.
Yeah.
That's not a string.
That's not a string.
No fucking way that's a string. This I would like to go to this school, but I don't have the money to fly to Ireland.
And there's so many locations in Ireland and Scotland that I want to go to and investigate. One of the ladies I met, I'm going to be on her show coming up here sometime in the future. They went to Scotland into a haunted castle.
Oh, nice. That'd be fun.
Like, bro, castle?
I'm there.
You should travel. And I'm like, you got to have that
right
full to be able to do that. My envelope is not full.
Dude, I don't know how some of these people do it.
I know, right? It'd be nice.
$1,500 for a ticket and they travel 8 to 10, 12 times a year. Okay.
Yeah. That's old money shit right there.
Yep. That's trust fund baby shit. But I mean, it's the amount of stuff that is out there that has happened. I mean, and people wonder why there's so much more that's getting caught on camera. Well, stop and think about something. Just in the last 10, 15 years alone, the number of cameras in this country has quadrupled. You cannot do anything these days without being caught on camera with it.
Right.
If you're thinking about committing a crime, probably ought to rethink that because somebody somewhere has got you on a camera.
Right, or you're on a camera from the ATM across the street.
Every ATM has a camera.
Right.
Any business near there has a camera. Oh, you're going into some type of construction site? I promise you, they have cameras. Why? Because they have $100,000 or more worth each piece of machinery that they got. That bulldozer that they got that's like $400,000 or more. Come on. They've got cameras. You're not getting away with shit. So we're catching these crazy things that are happening. I was watching this one Ring camera video that it was recording because it was picking up movement, and you see this what looks like a figure of a person, but it is extremely opaque. You can see through the damn thing, and it's just walking down the sidewalk. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy.
Right?
Cool. I mean, so we're getting more of this, and yes, nowadays, especially within the last 4 or 5 years, shit with AI has gotten insane, and it's getting really good. AI is getting really good, so it's getting harder and harder to tell what's AI. There's times where I have trouble distinguishing what's AI and what isn't.
Yeah, me too.
So
sure.
That's definitely making our job harder, for sure.
It is.
My next thing that I wanted
that's me sending you. That's me sending you the intro.
Oh, okay, cool. Appreciate it.
But I mean, before you go any further, there was a video that was circulating back in 2009 of a Scottish school in the middle of the night. The IR cameras pointed to the back door. It's a double door, and all of a sudden it busts open, and this wraith thing comes out onto the stoop and then just disappears completely. I'll see if I can't find that and have it for our next show.
That's insane.
It was scary, dude. I saw it and went, "Oh, damn!" because I mean it was so quick and so abrupt. It was just like pow, bang, gone. It was crazy, and that was in, I believe, in Scotland.
Scotland,
old school. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of years over there for a lot of bad things that have happened. Shit.
I mean, there's a lot of shit like that here too. I mean, look at Gettysburg. You can't go out to the fields of Gettysburg without seeing some shit like that too.
But the UK is different though, dude. I mean, we're a baby nation compared to the UK.
Well, I mean, Scotland, they have those catacombs underneath Edinburgh.
Well, they have the catacombs.
I would love to go there to the Edinburgh catacombs. Oh my god, dude! Did you know that they have like skulls upon skulls upon skulls and bones upon bones upon bones just stacked up along the walls down there?
They do.
And it's because they're running out of places to bury people.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll put them in a, hang on a second. They'll put them in a, shit.
Plaster of Paris and then put them on the wall. They're now drywall.
Okay, I'm back. Anyway, I had to send a message to somebody. Somebody popped into Discord and was trying to talk to me, and I was like, I was live at the moment. Sorry, because I just kind of dipped out of Discord on him. I didn't want to be a dick.
Right.
I was just like, hang on, dude, I'm live. So, where was I?
Talking about the skulls on the wall.
Yeah, they're running out of places to bury people. Mm-hmm. So they'll put them in the cemetery, for a year, and they'll let the bones and stuff break down, and they'll exhume those bones and they'll put them down in the catacombs. And I mean, to be honest, it makes sense. I get it.
It's messed up that you have enough dead people that you have to dig them up and put them in a catacomb.
Well, I mean, you stop and think about something. You get towns like Edinburgh, or even, take for instance, Louisiana. That's an old town.
Mm-hmm.
Very old town. They have issues. Have you ever been to Louisiana? So they don't necessarily bury you in the ground, and there's a reason for it.
Because of the water table.
Because of the water table. Mm-hmm. So all of their shitters are in mausoleums. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they just toss people into
basically mass graves.
Yep.
But see, that's why I want to be cremated, dude. You leave less of a bio footprint when your bones go. I mean, just let's barbecue that shit and just put me in an urn and put me in a wall.
Well, the problem that they have, like you were saying, the water table. What happens is they used to bury people, and they found out real freaking quick. Hang on, what's our Twitch for here?
Bips Talks. Bips_talks. But yet you'd have weather come in or a hurricane or something come in, and then bodies are coming up out of the ground.
Exactly.
It's flooding, yeah.
So you have they just float right up out of the ground, and I mean, let's be honest, half rotting corpse popping up out of the ground's kind of gross.
I mean, that makes for a good zombie story. Well, I mean,
right?
Ancient population down there. See, one thing I will not mess with, I don't want to mess with, I have no desire to be around, is a pissed off Haitian that's got the juju. The voodoo and the juju. You keep all that shit to yourself, homie. I'm staying away from you.
Voodoo and voodoo, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want no part of that. I believe in hexes. I believe in bad juju. I believe that they can put some bad karma on your shit. And I think I've had that happen. I think I still have a little bit of residual shit going on.
So the thing that I have noticed with, hoodoo and voodoo is that it works. Mm-hmm. Like it does, and I know that sounds crazy that I say that, but it does. Like there's something there. with that. I ain't trying to screw around, piss off Papa Legba, and end up, getting stuck with some pins through a damn voodoo doll. Like, I'm good. Like, I goof off when I play the game Phasmophobia, and I'll pick up the voodoo doll and fuck people up with it. But in real life, if we were ever to come across a voodoo doll at a location, I'm not touching it.
Nope.
You got me fucked up. I ain't picking that up.
Nope, not at all. Not at all, dude. I don't want none of that bad juju.
So we have had a lot of inquiries on our Facebook about, how we got started. How do you go about starting a paranormal team? And I wanted to touch base on that for a few minutes, if you didn't mind.
Sure. Hey, I'm down for anything. Well, most things.
He'll do anything once, twice if he likes it.
$20 is $20.
So, all seriousness, starting a paranormal team is literally just as simple as getting your own equipment and just deciding one day to do it. There's nothing really crazy. There's no super crazy overhead, not in the beginning anyway. I mean, a couple $100 and you got to start. As far as places to investigate, the way that we do it is we do a lot of pay to plays, but we also do private investigations for people in our area. Now, the way that you get these private investigations is, it takes time to get your name out there. I mean, I would say it was probably 2 years at least before we started getting a lot of people saying, "Hey, will you come check out my home?" And that the reason for that is twofold. One, nobody knows you exist, and two, nobody knows you. They don't know if you're trustworthy. So it takes time to build that up. You're going to get that first person that's like, you know what, I'm going to take a chance and see if this person can do it. So don't let that get you down. Don't get discouraged. The investigations will come. You just have to build a name, show that you're credible, and then the biggest part is be consistent. Be consistent and be accountable.
Yeah.
If you're not accountable and you're not credible, and your credibility is dog shit, then you're not going to really go anywhere. You might as well hang it up. The minute your credibility is lost, you're done.
100%.
So,
yeah. Well, one thing that I mean, I've created when I lived in Indianapolis. I started back in 2004 my first paranormal team, and I found that at that point you've got to keep in mind that you can't just go out right away and start doing that investigating and expect people to be like, oh yeah, come on in. And then, like Billy said, not know who you are, where you are, what you're about. But on top of that, there's a lot of planning, especially if you do a team. Like if your team is 2 people, it's like you and your spouse or you and your buddy. Then there's not a whole lot of extra planning that needs to be done.
No.
But if you take your time and say, spend 6 months recruiting your team, briefing your team, training your team, you're getting a Facebook presence, Instagram presence, a website,
TikTok, YouTube, Twitch,
all the socials. You start hardcore training your people on equipment and how to use it. And like, you don't need a whole lot. A digital voice recorder, a notebook and pen, and a camera. And I'm a little woo-woo, so I had a pendulum when I first started. So those 4 things is what I did when I first started investigating the paranormal before we involved people into a team. But it takes training your people and trusting your people to get to the point of being that credible team.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really think about what kind of team you want to be and who you recruit.
Yeah, you got to have a method, and not that your method is going to necessarily differ from any other team, but you got to have some type of scientific method, and you don't go into one investigation, do things like this way, and then turn around and go to another investigation, do everything completely backwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's not scientific.
Consistency.
Scientific is consistency. It's doing the same thing every time so that you have a control.
Yep.
So, for example, with your EVPs, make sure you're doing them the same way. Don't change how you're doing them, because then you're not getting that control. You're not having that standard. So you will have to develop your own methods. But that will all come with time and experience. Like, you will get there.
Right. Find a mentor team.
Yes.
That's crucial. That's one of the biggest things and that's what I did when I started my first team. Is I reached out to a team I ended up joining after the first team dissolved.
Yeah.
And it was personnel issues and conflicts and them not wanting to put in the legwork prior to going to investigations, I think, was the biggest problem with that first team. But I mean, I was learning, but I had a mentor team that helped me see what was going on, and helped me with any questions that I had. Do a lot of research, go to the library and look up paranormal books. Go to any source, your mentor team, and say, hey, what kind of books or literature or videos can I watch to help me get my team trained? And if you pick the right team, they'll help you hands down and get you to where your team is going to be credible and knows what they're doing. There's nothing worse going in with a team that has no idea what they're doing. And it's embarrassing not only for you, but embarrassing overall in the team. But definitely having a mentor to help you through the ins and outs and the straits of investigating would be hands down a good idea to do. I think that if you are fortunate enough to buy all the equipment, and this goes back to training, if you're fortunate to have deep pockets and you can go buy, an H6N digital voice recorder for $300, or you can go buy a DVR system that, $7,000, and you have all the toys, you better damn sure well make sure you know how to use that shit before you go out on an investigation.
Make yourself look stupid.
100%. Oh, well, we got a problem with this, so we're not going to be able to do that.
Right. I mean, and the big one is like people getting these super advanced things, like your, God, what is it called? My brain is not working today. The SLS cameras.
Mm-hmm.
SLS cameras are actually quite complicated. So you definitely want to play with these things when you get them several times before you take them on an investigation.
Right. Yeah, he had to come say hi.
And so it's just one of those things. Like, we got a pretty sophisticated piece of equipment one time. It was called an EDI meter. If you're familiar with it, it's like an orange meter.
Oh, yeah.
It's got all sorts of different things that it does. Never once did I bring that out during an investigation because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this thing does.
Right.
And it belonged to one of the other members that isn't with us anymore. But I'm like, if I don't know how to use it, I'm not going to bring it out and play with it while I'm trying to do a job.
Yeah.
Because even though this is a hobby, and even though you enjoy doing it, we all do it because we have a passion for it, It's still a job when you're in a client's home. That is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Be professional, do the job right, try to get them the answers they're looking for, but you also cannot be afraid to give them bad news as well. Like, look,
Right.
I don't have anything here to support your claims.
Right.
Sometimes, and to be honest, that's going to be the majority of the time. It's going to be like, I don't have anything to support that this is haunted.
The EMF in the bedroom is so high, it's a fear cage.
Yeah. Or you've got, crazy piping that groans and moans throughout the night, and that's what's going on. Too much moisture and stuff.
Right.
There's a million and one things. Or you've got, rats the size of small dogs in your attic, and that's what the scratching and shit that you're hearing. Like, there's always going to be, the times where you run across the ones where you can rationally explain things, and that's when you tell your client, like, look, this is what it looks like it is. I'm sorry.
Right. And and sometimes it's going to be where that's not what they want to hear.
Oh, and they'll get shitty.
And they'll walk out of a Starbucks on you.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, but you just got to take that shit in stride. Sometimes you got to be able to give them the hard truth.
You got to be able to give them the hard truth all the time.
Just like you have to be willing to, when you're doing your interviews, to ask the hard questions too. Like,
drug use.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. Like, okay, so not necessarily the drug use thing for Jason, but Jason said in a seminar that we sat and listened to him one time, he was telling us that, when they do private investigations for people and trying to help them, there'll be times where he'll leave the cameras with you for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just one night. So because he wants to know, in the ins and out of your life, because, I mean, let's be honest, paranormal activity is just that. It's affecting your life. So he needs to see more than just one night of stuff to be able to give you good answers.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's one of those things that it's not all just fun and games being a paranormal investigator. So if you're starting a team, you need to be ready for a slow period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then as you go, it's going to start picking up. And there's going to be times where you're like, oh my God, I don't have enough hours in the day. There aren't enough times for me to go investigate. Like, I can't, I'm booked. At that point, that's when you need to start bringing other people on. So just hang in there. It will come, maybe slowly, but it will happen. And we always are willing to help mentor new teams. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. Even if you're on the other side of the country, reach out to us. I mean, hell, I'll talk to you. I'll give you some insight. Gregg here's got 20 plus years of experience doing this stuff. So I know he's not afraid to give you his input. The only thing that we ask is just be respectful with it. We're not going to disrespect you. Don't disrespect us, and we'll get along just fine.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that road. I'm an old bitter man.
But
my inside filter is gone. If you were watching us live in the first show, you'd understand what I'm talking about. I have less than zero to give when it comes to shit. I get passionate.
Zero fucks given.
I mean, honestly, and you got to keep in mind too. It's not like Billy said. It's not all fun and games. It's not. You're going to have nights where you're going to sit there in the dark talking to yourself and get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be other nights where you got activity popping off all over the place, and it's running you around the house, and you're trying to get it, and it's still running, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting. But sometimes you sit there, you spend 6, 8, 10 hours in a location talking to yourself in the dark.
I've done that.
And then, if you've got the DVR system and the digital voice recorders, and then you say you've gone 8 hours with 8 different medias, then you've got 64 hours worth of audio, video evidence to review. So keep in mind that going through the evidence is a big part of what we do. And if you don't do it, your credibility is out the window. If you don't have it done quickly and back, especially if there's a family in need, like if you're doing a private residence and they're needing answers, they're scared for their children, and you take 4 weeks to do something that should take a week, then they're going to somebody else, and somebody else is going in, giving them that information, and you're still, with your thumb up your ass, going, "Well, I'm still not done with it." What?
Yep. And that's another thing to keep in mind with is like he was saying, like for example, we have an 8-camera DVR system. We're down to 7 right now because one crapped out on us, but we're working on that. 6, sorry. 2 crapped out on us. But anyway, so say 6. Say you have 6 like us. You set up those 6 cameras. All 6 of those cameras are recording for the full length of 8 hours.
If not more, because we run them prior to and after we do setups.
Do the math on that. Like each one of those cameras, basically you're doing that investigation over again 6 times just for video. Now we've got 5, 6 different audio recorders. Say we employ each one of those audio recorders into all the different rooms of the house and leave them there by mistaking only all night without pausing them or resetting them, which definitely do that. Definitely reset your shit.
Definitely.
Now you have an 8-hour long audio clip that you have to sit and listen to with a pair of headphones on for 8 hours per device.
Yeah.
And you have to do this. Otherwise, all you did was waste your time.
Yep.
So it's work, and it's a lot of work. And so it really does take passion to do this, because you'll be sitting there and you'll listen for 8 hours of audio and you won't get jack shit. And you'll be like, oh, well, the other ones are going to be the same. No, they're not necessarily. I've gone to where I went through 2 rooms of audio, because back when I was doing it myself, I had 1 audio recorder, I had 1 video camera, and I would move everything with me as I went. When you don't have a full DVR system, you can't put up static cameras like that. So I'd move everything with me as I went. So I would be in a room for an hour at a time, and I would go through that audio and that video. So there's 2 hours gone. And if it's a 6 or 8 room house, you're like, fuck. But you have to go through it all, because you never know where the audio or the evidence is going to be.
No, you don't. There'll be one room that won't have anything in it, and then you go to a room down the hall, and it's nothing but activity.
And the crazy thing about DVR recorders, and that's just digging even deeper, is that's more than just video, especially if it records audio as well. Right. Now you have to listen for EVPs in your videos.
Yep.
And I can't tell you how many of our videos we've caught EVPs on. And it's a very, very, very in-depth, and it's a very time-consuming hobby to have. So make sure you want to do it. Make sure that you got the drive, because if you do, it's rewarding. It's fun. You know what I've noticed, though? Since I started being a paranormal investigator, scary movies don't do shit for me anymore.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, slasher movies, yeah, but paranormal movies?
I went and fell asleep watching The Conjuring the other night. Most people can't do that. They're like, how the fuck you sleep during watching some shit like that?
Yeah.
I slept like a baby, I also, the other night, I put on that new movie that came out, the Mortuary Assistant movie.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
It's crazy. It could have been done a little better. I feel like it jumps around a lot. But, I'm just completely desensitized to things like that. So that's the only downside to doing stuff like this. Because eventually, when you first start out, that first time that you go out and you go lights out and it's pitch ass black, and you hear something walking around in the room that you know damn good and well you're the only person in, that's a whole new feeling. But it's like skydiving for the first time. It's going to scare you, but you're going to get you to where you're like, you know what, that was awesome. Let's do it again.
So, I have no intentions on jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. That it's not appealing. So that being said, G-Man, is there anything else you want to add for this week's show? We apologize for being, off the air for so long, guys. We just, like I said, we had to get Gregg moved. And then we've had other shit going on, work, et cetera, et cetera.
I was out of town.
Yeah, plus you were out of town on doing that cool shit that you were out doing. So May 2nd, right? May 2nd. May 2nd, we have an investigation coming up. It is going to be a private residence investigation. No word yet on whether or not it will be televised.
If we're only going to be outside, then I don't know that we can actually. I mean, are we even going to deploy the cameras? Are we going to pull? I mean, we'll have to figure out.
We'll pull together a game plan. I mean, I want to pull this place up. You know what? No, I'm not going to pull it up on live stream because I haven't gotten permission from her to even disclose anything yet. So until I get the NDAs signed and stuff like that, it's just I can't do it yet. But we'll let you guys know more of how that's going to go down when we get closer to the actual investigation. Aside from that investigation, also June 6th and 7th, we are going to be rocking it out at the Monroe House. We're going to be there for 2 whole days. That's 48 hours in this house. And the last time we were there, I mean, it was pretty impressive. I enjoyed it. It definitely had an ambiance to it for sure. It damn sure had the creep vibe. And I felt like there was a lot going on in there. Am I willing to say that it is absolutely terrifyingly haunted? Not yet, but we're getting there. Am I willing to say that it's a demon house? No, I have nothing that suggests that it is yet. So, and until I do, I will not play into that crap. So, hopefully we'll get a nice, eventful, investigation there. And then we'll be able to come back and be like, okay, definitely check this place out.
Right.
Another investigation that we've been toying with is we're talking about going back to Whispers Estates in Mitchell, Indiana. First time I went there, I didn't get a whole lot of anything. It was real quiet that night. So, I want to give it another chance before I'm like completely shutting it down.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, let's do that.
In compliance with going and seeing if we can check, catch anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching or reading something. That was really loose. Come across an article where that's like on a Travel Channel's list of one of the most haunted places in America. And I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Because I've been there. I don't think it's nearly that active. I'd like to see their evidence that would
to support that. Yeah,
support that theory because I didn't see it when I was there.
Sounds to me like public affairs officer talking out their ass.
I'm kind of thinking you're right on that one.
Well, I mean, because let me be honest with you. I was there for almost 12 hours.
Yeah.
12 whole hours. Okay, we set up before it got dark, and it was really quiet there.
Yeah.
There wasn't, it didn't have a lot of, there wasn't a lot of footsteps. There was no doors opening and shutting in the place like the claims had stated. Now, granted, this was one investigation, and this is why I'm like, okay, we're going to go again, and we're going to see how it goes. The only thing that happened there that kind of raised my eyebrow was Ian and I were sitting on the third floor of the house in the red room up there. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yep, I know which one.
We had the doors closed. All the lights were out. We were sitting in perfect silence. Like we were doing one of those where we just let the house be quiet. We were just quiet. We weren't talking. Right. I mean, we were whispering back and forth, but we weren't talking. Like we weren't carrying on. We weren't asking questions. We weren't doing EVP sessions or nothing. We had a recorder rolling, but we weren't doing anything really. And we're sitting there, and it's probably like 10 or 15 minutes into the session, and the stairs outside in the hallway creaked. It's like somebody had stepped on the top step where it creaked at. And then it sounded like feet shuffling across the floor upstairs in that hallway.
Right.
And Ian looked at me and he goes, "Did you hear that?" I was like, "Yeah, it could be one of the other investigators. Maybe somebody came upstairs." And we sat there for a minute. And you kept hearing it. It was like it was pacing the hallway. Mm-hmm. And it would come up right at the damn doorway, like it was standing right next to the door. Like you heard them approach the doorway and it stopped there. Well, the hour went by. We were listening to this off and on, and we went to go back downstairs, opened up the door. There's nobody upstairs. Everybody's already downstairs on the third floor. We didn't hear nothing go down the stairs. So, I mean, we're like, okay, that was cool. That was the most exciting thing all night. And I think we got a whistle too in the house.
Yeah.
My son Dakota was helping set up cameras. He'd never been on a paranormal investigation in his life, and I love my son to death, but that's not his cup of tea. He was not comfortable. But he was helping set up cameras, and it was him and there was somebody else with him. Might have been Ian. But anyway, there was somebody with him, and I'm downstairs helping set up other stuff. And him and the person that was with him come hauling ass down the stairs, and they're like, "Dad, are you down here whistling?" "No, buddy, I don't whistle on investigations." Right. He goes, "We just heard a whistle upstairs." I said, "You didn't whistle back, did you?" He goes, "No, was I supposed to?" I said, No, never, no, just no. And he was like, "Okay." And so I went upstairs and I asked everybody, I was like, "Hey, were any of you guys up here whistling while you were working like a fucking dwarf? Like, are you trying to be like Snow White and the Seven fucking Dwarves up here? Like, what are you doing?" They're like, "No, man, we've been working quietly. Like, what are you talking about?" I told them what DJ had experienced, and they were like, "Oh, shit." But it came from that room that basically you can look down over the balcony and you see into like one of the rooms downstairs. You know what room I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool too. I mean, I'm glad he kind of experienced that. But I mean, other than that, that was really all we got there. Like, other than it was real quiet. So
yeah, I got EVPs. I got a couple pictures, a mist in the red room, but that was it. I mean, it was nothing that made me go, "Oh, son, this place is haunted." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to talk to everyone else that's ever been there, it's like, "Oh my God, the place is so great. It's so haunted. It's got so much activity and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, dude, I didn't see it.
Right.
Prove me wrong.
No, absolutely. I agree 110% on
that.
Hang on, I'm trying to pull up a picture real quick.
But, I wish the Crump Theater in Columbus, Indiana was a haunted location that used to let paranormal investigators come in at night. And I don't think they do that anymore, which is unfortunate because that place is haunted AF.
Right.
One of my first real paranormal experiences happened in the bathroom at that location. I was going to the bathroom and walk in, and you walk in, and then the door in front of you, like, into the bathroom is the closet, the janitor closet. You have to take a left, and then you take a sharp right, and you go to the urinal or the stool. And I'm standing there at the urinal, and the janitor door swings open and smacks the wall and closes by itself.
Oh shit!
There was nobody else in there but me. Everybody else was setting stuff up and talking there in the main lobby. Literally scared the piss out of me because I was peeing. But that happened to me when we went to Bobby Mackey's too, and investigated that his bar down there. Okay, you need to get down. Come on, buddy. Relax. I was in the bathroom, and the stall door next to me swung open and slammed. So I guess in the spirit world, they're like, hey, if he's in the bathroom, slam the door next to him and they'll scare him. But for whispers, there's really nothing, dude. And that's unfortunate because I want it to be haunted. I really do. I want it to be spectacularly haunted and be like, this is one of probably the best places we've ever been, and I've yet to have that.
Why can I not upload another media image? Is it because we're live?
You ought to be able to. You were able to upload to share your screen with it.
That's what I'm getting ready to do.
Yeah. Just get around it. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, I think I've got it good. There we go. That's a little better. So, one of the first investigations that I ever did, this is a still frame photo from that investigation. And I'll be honest, I cannot explain this photo. Okay. So, to the right here, where you see that white arrow, that's the living room, dining room area. Mm-hmm. Directly out of frame is the kitchen. Straight in front of me is the master bedroom. Right around the corner through that doorway right there is the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Straight ahead. So it's kind of like Danny's house was set up, basically, almost.
Okay.
So it was real super small. And I'm going around, I'm taking still frame photos. So if you look in the top right-hand corner of that photo.
With the arrow?
Mm-hmm. It's pointing up at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, directly above the arrow, you'll see something like on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That is a license plate hanging there. Okay. Or something of that nature. There's something hanging there. There was a license plate on the wall too.
Make it full screen.
I did. That is full screen, and it's zoomed in 100%.
Control and mouse wheel up.
There we go.
Okay.
That better? Oh, what happened there?
Go back one.
There we go. Okay. Stop being stupid. Quit clicking shit. Okay, there we go. So you can see that picture frame there, and then you can even partly see the license plate that's like right here.
Okay.
You barely see it. There's something floating there. Everybody's like, oh, that's just where the flash didn't hit the ceiling. So it just looks dark. Well, if that's the case, this room over here would be like that too. Because the camera was pointed at that corner, basically, to where it split the room.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason for that to be dark there. None.
Right. Send me that photo through Messenger, and I'll blow it up.
Yeah,
look at
I
it.
can do that.
See if I can see anything in it. It's hard to see on this screen. I mean, I can see where it's a little dark, but
you're fine.
I'm wondering if I don't do some filtering on it, that we might find like a face or something in it, or
you have your Discord pulled up, right? Or you have Discord downloaded, right?
I do, but it's not open.
I'm gonna send it through Discord just because that's what I've got open right this second. Go and add upload file. Bam. There you go. Sent. But yeah, so this was the very first investigation that I ever did under the BIPS banner.
Okay.
So, and this was my first private investigation, first one that somebody had me come in. And dude, I got so much shit at this place. The crazy shit is these apartments are in Boonville. Okay. These are the Squire Boone apartments.
Okay.
You know which ones I'm talking about?
I don't know, but I know Squire Boone.
The crazy thing about this is, and the guy, okay, so there was a guy that kind of lost his shit, was out in the parking lot with a knife.
Oh, shit.
Cops showed up. Cops told him to drop the knife. He refused to drop the knife, tried to approach the cops with the knife. Boom, boom. Lights out. Dude's done. No longer exists. They unalived the shit out of him.
Right.
Okay. This was his apartment.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And the tenant's like, dude, there is something here. And I'm like, okay. And he even told me about it. And I verified his friggin' story. And I mean, that was his apartment. So, and then I get this video. And I took this photo a couple of different times. Because you should take it like at least 3 times, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, 3-peat on most photos.
And this is the one that had that. What I should have done is I should have posted all 3 and showed them from the same angle. But it's my first time out as the BIPS banner. I got excited. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
Generally, like I said, if you can blow those up, you can maybe find a little bit something up in them. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I want to take a look at that and do a little analysis on it.
Yeah, because that's a cool photo. And I put that arrow in there to kind of help point in the right direction of what I wanted people to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I want to go back to doing digis.
Oh, absolutely. Still frame photo is you can get some really cool evidence that way.
Yeah, I really want to do that.
I mean, what you probably get one really compelling photo and probably 150, 200.
Right. But when you get them,
they're worth it. That's like I mean, it's hard to dispute those.
Yeah.
And again, don't make the mistake that I made here where you're like, oh, well, I'm going to take the one that's got something in it and I'm not going to show you the rest of them. Show them in order that you took the photo.
Definitely do, because that gives validity to your evidence.
Exactly.
It's like, where did that come from? Oh shit, it's not there, but it's there. Yeah, that's cool shit.
So if you see the bed in that room in there,
yeah,
right along the wall here, the same wall that it's sharing the living room with, there's a seat there. So I was sitting there and I was doing an EVP session, and there is a EVP that I got where I'm talking, and then you hear something sit on the bed. You hear the bed springs compress because that was a squeaky ass bed. That's why I didn't sit on it. I'm like, that's gonna contaminate my audio. I'm not sitting on that. And sure enough, I caught the springs squeaking in my audio. I was like, okay, that's cool. So I mean that apartment definitely had some cool activity. Now there was a lot of light pollution, and especially in the living room because you've got a parking lot downstairs. You got people coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. But it was pretty cool, and I think that if you were to talk to other people that live in that complex, I would not be surprised to hear other people saying that they have issues as well.
Right. And generally, with complexes like that, it's not just one unit that's having the issue. It's a whole infestation of units.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show that little gem because I don't know. We were talking about starting a team, and I was scrolling through, and I happened to find that old photo, and I'm like, hey, that's one of my originals when I first started. Like, that one's pretty cool.
Right.
But I to this day I can't explain what that is. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's just because it's dark. Well, then why is it overlapping an object like that? Like, it's blocking that frame out that's on the wall.
Right.
Like, because there was more to that frame. That was a very big frame.
Right. Well, I think too that it wouldn't, if it was just a shadow, it wouldn't be in front of
Right.
or on.
You would still be able to make out portions of that thing in the darkness.
Yeah, for sure. You would be able to see the corners of the frames
but you couldn't on that photo. You can't. It's literally like it's blocking it out. So I almost wanted to call it like a dark mist. Is what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
And with that being a tiny upstairs apartment, it was hot. And keep in mind, this is winter time that I was doing this. It was like November, something like that. It was, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me not misspeak here. Photo. Okay, yeah, I'm almost misspoke. I'm sorry. It was June. Okay, so this apartment was hotter than the depths of hell. That's why I brought that up, is because I remember it being hot in there. Hot as shit. Okay, but that bedroom, ice cold. Now, this was back when I was like, you know what? And I mean, I still believe that you should kill your central air system while you're doing this. Yes, It's going to get stuffy, but you're going to have a lot better evidence.
Yeah, that's stuffy investigating, though. You damn near have to be naked. But you're right. I mean, if you've got that air on, it's blowing that dust around.
Yep. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was a unique investigation. I like doing residentials.
Yeah, I do too. I prefer residentials. 85% of the residentials that we get are somebody that reaches out, or you're not having anything paranormal at all. What you've got is mental issues, and you're excited about wanting to, or you're excited about getting your 15 minutes of fame and having the clout to say, oh, I had a paranormal team out and my shit is haunted, and and I find that residentials are 65%, I guess, just unreliable when it comes down to it. I mean, I've been in investigations where, you go in and they're talking about, I've got demons and whatnot, but your demon is a bong up on the shelf in your closet. I mean, how do you expect me to investigate that and try to tell you that, no, your place isn't haunted, it's just your head that's haunted?
Mm-hmm.
You go back to that hard truth stuff, and people hate hearing that. So,
but you have to do it.
Yep, you have to.
You have to call them out and you have to call out the stuff that jeopardizes your integrity, because once again, it is your credibility. You go into a location and say you catch something that could possibly be evidence, and you post it and you said, "Oh my God, this place is haunted." Now, old Susie Q down the street's like, "I know that guy. He's crazier than dog shit. Like, you guys are nuts for believing him, because he does all this and does that and does this." Now you have somebody blowing your credibility out of the water because you didn't do your homework to make sure that this person didn't have some type of outstanding mental issue. And this is not putting any type of shade toward people with mental issues. It is not.
Right.
It's not about that. It's about, now we found a possible reason that you could be experiencing this. We're going to tell you, like, look, we can't figure out anything, but maybe you need to seek some help. Like, try and get some help, and go about this the way that they need to, because you don't want to feed into it.
Right.
That'll make it worse for that person.
It will.
You want them to get the help that they need, if they need the help. Now, am I a psychiatrist? Absolutely not. I can't tell you what's wrong with you. I am in no way, shape, or form a mental health professional, which is why I'm going to tell you, if I can't figure it out and you're not on drugs, and we're not being able to recreate anything that you're experiencing, now we got to ask the hard questions, like, does mental health issues run in your family?
Right.
And if there's a possibility of it, let's rule those out. Go get evaluated. And maybe it's not a haunting. Maybe it's just you're hearing things, and you need
help,
some type of medical regulation to make that stop, so that you can have a peaceful life.
Right.
So it can be really hard to have to talk to somebody about that. Like, I don't enjoy doing that part. Like, that part sucks. But I'm damn sure not going to just sit there and be like, "Oh, you're nuts." No, that's unprofessional, and you should never do that.
Right.
First of all, are you a psychiatrist? Who are you to say that this person is crazy? They may just have an underlying health issue that needs to be addressed.
Right.
And
and you got to do it. I mean, it is a tough job.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's, me telling you this is going to get you help versus me not telling you and just going along with you is going to hurt you, I'm telling you, hey, you need to go talk to somebody about this.
Right. And, another thing that you need to keep in mind is, say you have a client that's having crazy activity. They're scared shitless of it, and they just want it to stop. And you've done investigation after investigation, blessing after blessing, cleansing after cleansing, and nothing's working. This person's still experiencing things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Maybe there's a reason why they're so open to that situation. At that point, they could just be more open to the veil than the average person. Like, I've actually had people where the case had been that it's like, okay, we're trying to get rid of this. It's not working. What's going on? And the guy, come to find out, he's like, well, I'm terminally ill.
Mm.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Now we got somebody who's terminally ill. They're that close. I mean, because we did an investigation, and what, like 6 months later, the person finally took their last breaths.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sad, but it's like, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, 100% makes sense.
I think when you're on death's door or close, that sometimes opens you up to be more prone to experience paranormal activity. You're going to notice more.
Just like kids.
Yes.
You know, I mean, kids haven't been tainted by society to make them think that ghosts aren't real.
True.
You know, and that's one thing that I always used to say too when we first started off, even when we first started off doing the radio shows. If your kid's coming to you and telling you that there's something under his bed or there's something in his closet, don't just dismiss it. Because chances are they saw something under their bed or in their closet. You need to go investigate that and try to find out what's going on because you may have a haunting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Don't dismiss your. If you walk into your room, your child's room, and they're sitting there talking to themselves, don't assume that it's a imaginary friend. The imaginary friend may not be so imaginary.
No.
You know, ask questions. Ask them who they're talking to. Don't scare them. Right. Be like, hey, who are you talking to? And listen to what they say because they will answer you. Children are brutally honest. Like they're going to tell you what they're doing. And it's very important that you, as their parent, listen. So, and the reason I say that is because there's nothing more terrifying than being a child experiencing paranormal activity and nobody will fucking believe you.
Right. That is a fact.
That's a big part of the reason why we're here. That's why I started this place. Is like, I don't want anybody to have to feel that way. You should never feel like there's nobody that you can turn to and tell these things to and have them listen. The thing that got me, one of the many that got me into the Paranormal Society is when I was young, I would say I was 10 or 11, and it was Halloween, go figure. My family, so it was my mom, my brother, my sister, myself, my grandmother, and my grandfather over at my grandmother and grandfather's house after we trick-or-treated that year. So it's getting late, you know, it's like 11:30, something like that. And Grandpa used to always like to scare us kids. Mm-hmm. He would mess with us, and we'd all heard the stories about how Grandma and Grandpa's house was haunted. And, you know, if you went out to the well after midnight, you would see the lady that was hung in the well after the farmer had killed his wife and hung her in the well. And you would see her and she'd be walking around out there. We didn't believe it, right, you know, because we were always taught that there was nothing to be afraid of, right? So my grandpa's like, oh, so you don't believe it, huh? My sister chimed in because she was little Miss Big Britches. And she was like, yeah, I don't believe it. And Grandpa's like, I tell you what. He's like, it's 11:30. He says, I will give you $100 bill if you will go out to that well and sit there until after midnight. But you have to stay there at the well till after midnight. My sister's like, oh, I can do that. Now, mind you, this well sat about a full football field away from the actual house itself. Okay, so my sister went out. She sat on the well, you know, and we're all sitting in the kitchen because there's these windows that overlook where the kitchen is. Okay, now to get from where we're watching her through these windows to the front door that leads out to the porch of the house is about 110 feet. Okay, so it's a good little distance away. Take you a few seconds to get there. I mean, but you're going to get there pretty quick.
Right.
So we're sitting there and it's getting close to midnight. It's probably 10:02. And I'm watching out the window and I remember seeing this figure out in the corner of the property. And this figure starts moving toward my sister. And Mom's looking out there and she notices it too. And she looks at Grandpa. She goes, Dad, who do you got out there fucking with her? And Grandpa looks at her and he goes, honey, there's nobody but us here. Mm-hmm. And she goes, Dad, come on, seriously. He's like, I'm serious. I wouldn't do that to her. And at that point, Mom freaked a little bit.
Right.
And she starts moving. And when I say moving, she starts hauling ass to the front door of the house. Okay. By the time we got out onto the front porch, which is 15 seconds tops, my sister had went from sitting on the well to sitting on that front porch in a matter of about 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds physically impossible, but you'll be surprised what you can do when you're scared.
Oh, yeah.
And she's sitting out on the front porch rocking back and forth. And let's just say she didn't get $100 that night.
Right.
And she probably needed a new pair of britches. Because, dude, it scared even me, and I wasn't out there.
Right.
And the best way I can describe this figure is it was like a mist just moving across the, and then the crazy thing is it almost produced its own little bit of light source, like a dim light.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just float and move across the yard toward that well. And we never got to see what exactly happened. All we know is we went outside to check on my sister, and my sister's already sitting on the porch waiting on us.
She wasn't having no part of it.
No.
I'm out of here, Jack.
No.
Pew!
So, I mean, and that's just one of many different stories that I have about that house. Like, I really wish that house was still there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, it doesn't even need to be that house. I wish that the people that own the property would let us go out there, because that place was crazy.
Yeah.
When my mother was a youngster, she was watching TV in that house, and they're sitting there watching TV, and Grandpa starts hearing something. So he mutes the TV, and he's listening, and he's like, "Do you hear that?" And Grandma, she listens for a second. She's like, "Yeah, I hear it." And they look over at Mom. Mom's like, "I hear it too, Dad." And they start looking around the house because Grandpa's hearing this baby crying.
Mm-hmm.
And they went up and they checked on my Uncle Brian, who was an infant at the time. And he was fast asleep. And they, searched around the house. They went outside. They checked around the house. They checked the ditch. They checked everywhere. There was no damn baby.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened several different times. Okay. Well, shortly after that happening, at some point, the house had a fire. The upstairs, one of the bedrooms upstairs caught fire and burned. And you know how when a house burns, the fire department, they'll break out the windows to vent the smoke. So my grandpa had a big sheet of plywood over top of one of the upstairs windows, and he's sitting downstairs, which, the window that this was at was directly below where he was at. All he had to do is run around, go up the stairs, go into the room, and he was in the room, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he's down there, sitting down there watching TV now. He hung this board up. Do you know what a 16-penny nail is?
Yeah.
A nail about that long. Okay. They're long. They're big-ass nails. So he hung this board with 4 16-penny nails, one in each corner, to hold the board up. And he's sitting downstairs, and it's middle of the day. He's got his little dog on his lap, and the little dog starts growling. And he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And little dog runs over the stairs, starts barking. Grandpa's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And then he hears this ripping sound. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And he takes off upstairs because he thinks somebody's trying to break in the house because they had the fire. He stayed. Everybody else is at the hotel. He's watching over the house because you know how fires bring in vandals.
Right.
Yeah. They'll steal your shit.
Right.
So he was staying to protect the house. And he goes upstairs, goes into the room where the board was at, and that board had been pulled off that window and placed neatly to the side.
Oh, wow.
Not a single one of those 16-penny nails were bent. They were still perfectly straight.
Wow.
Grandpa's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "You know what? All right, motherfuckers, I got you." And he picks the board back up. He tacks it back up with the original 4 nails, and then he puts 4 more. 1 on the top, 1 in each side, and 1 at the bottom. So now he's got 8 16-penny nails in his board. Goes back downstairs. He wasn't downstairs for more than an hour or two. Dog starts going fucking nuts again. He's like, what the fuck? And then he heard the same fucking noise. He goes upstairs, and I shit you not, the board had been pulled off of the freaking wall and sat beside the window again. Once again, the nails perfectly intact. Nothing wrong with it. And then a little while down the road after that incident, my mom was in the upstairs showering. The shower is just right at the top of the stairs off to the left. Literally go upstairs, turn 2 feet to the left, there's the bathroom door.
Right.
She was in the upstairs bathroom taking a shower, and she's washing her hair and stuff, and she hears on the bathroom door. Did you hear me knock? I don't know if you guys could hear it.
Yeah, we heard it.
And she goes, what? I'm taking a shower. What do you want? She thought it was one of her brothers. No answer. She's like, whatever. Goes back to washing her hair, and then she hears harder. And she's like, what the fuck do you want? I'm taking a shower. No answer. She's like, okay, whatever. It's my brother's fucking with me. They're just being stupid. They know I don't like it up here. Whatever. And then she goes back to what she's doing, and she hears it again. This time it was damn near beating on the door. It's like boom, 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 boom. And she slings the shower door open, doesn't grab a towel or anything, walks to the door, pulls it open, and says, what the fuck do you... Nobody's there. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
She grabs her towel, wraps it around her, holds downstairs, looks at her dad and her mom and says, I am not showering up there again unless somebody sits at the top of those stairs with me. And she wouldn't. She wouldn't. This house, this is the same house that I was telling you guys where my ex-wife was sleeping in that bedroom, and something sat on the bed with her, and she took off downstairs and left our infant daughter upstairs.
Right.
Yeah. This is the same house. Like, this place was absolutely terrifying. My cousin Derek can attest to that place. He wouldn't stay there. He did not like to stay there. He lived with grandma for a little while, and he hated that house. And he's not one to... He's not one really to be afraid of much.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like that house. But yeah, just a little bit of a ghost story for you guys there. It's pretty crazy. So
it is nuts, man. I wish we could get into that. At least go to the land. Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
Change charge, slow ghost activity. What? I'm gonna need you to elaborate a little bit on that, man.
Yeah.
Down Bad Productions. What is change jar, slow ghost activity? What are you talking about?
Like jars of coins? Okay, what kind of evidence do you have to support this? Because I've never heard of anything like that.
Man.
Demons have to count coins.
How do you know that? See, I just don't.
I've been
doing this for 25 years, and I've yet to come across. I mean, even a malevolent.
Yeah, I haven't really had to deal with anything like that yet, so I've never.
Like I said, I've been doing it a long time.
I mean, demonic hauntings are rare. They are absolutely. That's like the unicorn of paranormal investigation.
Pretty much.
I mean, to be honest, I've never even been in a situation where I could even test that theory. It'd be cool to test. Got to find a demonic haunting first, though.
I'll let y'all take care of that.
Yeah, no shit.
So, all right, check it out. We're coming up to go outside, go potty time.
Yes. It's been almost 2 hours.
Right? So, Down Bad Productions, come back to us next week and we'll talk more about it. And I don't know, maybe even have a long, drawn-out discussion with you about it and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I'll actually do some research into that while
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, so because he caught my attention with it, I was
Yeah.
at first I thought you were joking. I was like, "What? Huh?"
Right.
I've never heard of that.
So, all right, you guys, watching this on Kick, thanks for coming out. We're here on Twitch TV, Bips Talks, and we're on Boonville, Indiana Paranormal, SOCI. We'll be here every Friday night, you guys. Well, hopefully every Friday night, unless, something crazy comes up. It's kind of play on the bottle in the window catching fairies. Oh, okay.
I have heard of that.
Yep. But definitely come check us out next week, generally about 6 p.m. We might start earlier. We always run late. That's just how we roll.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys. Go out, hit the like, subscribe, the bell notifications on YouTube, and like, subscribes on Twitch and on Kick. Get us our numbers up so we can start
getting more conversations going.
Getting more conversations happening with that. But I want to appreciate. I just say, I appreciate everybody coming out and checking us out tonight and hanging out with us. It was good to get back after 2 weeks of moving and then 1 week out of state in Arkansas. But I'm glad to be back and back in the swing of things. And we're gonna see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks.
See ya.